Hey guys, Jake Bowley with barbend.com. Today we're going to be looking at and reviewing the Rogue Fitness Competition Kettlebell. Rogue Fitness makes a variety of lifting equipment, and one of their areas of specialty is in home and garage gym equipment like kettlebells. So what makes a competition kettlebell different than your standard, like let's say cast iron or normal kettlebell, is that a competition kettlebell will all have similar diameters around the handle and the base and the width and the height, and that's to keep consistency within competitions and also to allow focus on technique. And now what are these dimensions of this kettlebell? That's something we'll dive into the construction portion. All right, so now how is this kettlebell constructed? First, it's a first run iron ore, it's single cast, so it's one single piece of iron. It's not composed of multiple types of iron or metals for that matter. There are no kind of plugs or plastic or rubber insertions. Next, there are divots here. There are 4 of them across and around the kettlebell. Rogue put these there to kind of make it a little bit easier on the forearm and to kind of let you focus on your technique. And then there's also the Rogue emblem with an engraving of 24 kilograms and 53 pounds. And then lastly, when it comes to the whole kettlebell construction, it's machine bottom finish, so it sits pretty flat. It's going to sit flat on rubber floors or other surfaces, which is good since it is a competition kettlebell. So now the handle. We're not going to talk about dimensions just yet because we're going to talk about them all in one since this is a competition kettlebell. But some notes about the handle are the 2 green rings. This signals that it's a 24 kilogram or 53 pound kettlebell. Rogue Fitness does this so you can easily first glance at kettlebell and pick out what weight you need and know what weight this kettlebell is. Also, there's a matte black powder coat finish, and that's nice because it gives it a little bit of texture. It's going to help you grip whether you're using chalk or non-chalk, and that's a nice feature especially for prolonged uses or prolonged workouts or competitions for that matter. Okay, so now the kettlebell dimensions. This is a competition kettlebell, so you're going to see consistency across the board when looking at other competition kettlebells. And now the dimensions for this kettlebell specifically are a handle diameter of 33 millimeters. The distance between each handle is 123 millimeters. The base diameter is 140 millimeters. The width is 208 millimeters and the height is 282 millimeters. And if you look around at other competition kettlebells, you're going to see a lot of similarities, and that's to keep it consistent within kettlebell federations. All right, so now we're going to do a performance test with this kettlebell. We're going to use chalk and non-chalk while doing some Russian kettlebell swings to see how it actually feels and performs. So now no chalk. Now we're going to apply some chalk. All in all, performed pretty well. Chalk and without chalk, each held pretty firmly. Again, this has a powder coat finish. We mentioned that earlier, so it is going to grip a little bit better with chalk. But if you don't have chalk available, or if you don't like using chalk, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how this kettlebell feels in a variety of settings. The price of this kettlebell comes out to $97.50, and that's a little bit in the middle on the slightly higher end for this kettlebell at this kind of weight. Granted, it is a competition kettlebell, it is single cast iron, and there are 4 flat surfaces, which is a nice perk. But again, it's not the cheapest, but it's definitely not the most expensive for competition kettlebells. So there are 3 things that I like about this kettlebell. First, I like the flat surfaces. There are 4 of them. I think it has a good lay on the wrist. I kind of like it for prolonged use, and I think it's something cool that Rogue Fitness is trying to do. Next, I like the green handles around here. It makes it easy to find the kettlebell you need, especially if you're doing a quick switch. And then lastly, I like the single cast iron. It gives me the impression that this is going to be a durable kettlebell, and it's going to have a long-lasting life, which is definitely something to consider when you're putting the money into it. When it comes to cons in this kettlebell, I could see 2 potential issues. Number 1, and I know I listed as the pro, is the flat surfaces. If you're a long-time kettlebell user or you're used to how a standard kettlebell feels on your wrist and when you're using it, you might not actually like these flat surfaces and how they lay, but that's going to come down to personal preference. I didn't have a problem with them, but you might. Also, another potential con could be long-time durability. This is single cast iron, and it's going to be durable. There's the black matte powder coat finish, so it's going to resist rust as much as it can, but again, it is iron. It's not some kind of steel like some other competition kettlebells. So again, if you're setting it outside, or let's say there's excessive moisture or chipping at the bottom, you may see a little bit of rust. Granted, we didn't have any immediate durability issues, but long time, you could see some. That concludes my thoughts on the Rogue Fitness Competition Kettlebell. To read more of my in-depth analysis of how this kettlebell is made and the pros and cons that come along with it, Google Barbend and Rogue Fitness Competition Kettlebell or visit the link below.